bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
This fucking bastard.
Counting this whole air?
Oh, no, you go ahead, count it.
Yeah.
Come on, no bullshit, Prince.
You don't fucking touch me, scumbag.
Yeah. Smack blood and skull fragments out your face. Slap stubs at your mother's casket, walking out of a break. Bang. Young Pesci, fuck will come test me. Fake your suicide the same way they hung Epstein.
What up, scumbuckets and sluts? It's your boy Niko, Kaylor, and I'm here with my homie, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pablo Escobarz, and you're rocking with another episode, actually episode number 9 to be in fact, of Malice in Wonderland. How you doing today, Pablo? You living good? You ready for a new episode?
Oh yeah, no, I'm living great. I'm ready to do this shit. I'm really excited about our Reddit segment. That shit was fun last time. Yeah, man, and I am fucking been blacked out from the news. So everything I'm about to see, real reaction. I don't know shit about that.
Yeah. I ain't been blacked out from the news. I've been keeping an eye open. I've been curating some good stories for you and the people at home watching. You know what I'm saying? We got the best medicine. I hope I make y'all laugh. We still got to get that counter in on there so we can see, you know, which videos are good and which ones duds, and we'll decide each week whether I brought the heat or whether it was a fizzle out. You know, because some weeks are a fizzle out. Some weeks you don't do much laughing, and I'm over here just laughing by myself, and I feel like putting my head down and I feel like a dummy at those moments. But we just get right past it, and then we get into our segment this week on Reddit, right? I'm excited. I got some good ones lined up. I got some Kendrick and Drake news, some Metro grooming news, some Metro booming. But I said that on purpose, you know what I'm saying? You ain't ready for this news, dog. You ain't ready for this news. But then, hey, we're gonna
my dog. Was it J. Cole sore out of it, dog? Because I fuck with him a lot.
Yeah, and then we got Law 6, right? Which is court attention at all costs. We're gonna go over Law 6. We're gonna discuss it, and then we're gonna leave you off with some wise words today from the late great comedian Bill Hicks. But hey, it's gonna be a good one. You ready to get into some news? Let's go, dog.
Let's do it.
So at the top of the news stories, we got
8:58 here on BT. We begin with breaking news following a developing story out of Toronto where police confirmed that they are investigating an overnight shooting outside of the home of rapper Drake. Here's a live look this morning at the scene.
They did a drive-by and hit his security
in North York.
Drive-by
Well known to be
shooting?
the home of the Toronto-born rapper. Details are still very limited at this point, but police confirmed that they were called to the home around 2 o'clock this morning after reports of a shooting. One man was rushed to hospital with serious injuries. Police have confirmed to City News that the victim is not Drake. You can see a ton of police tape as well.
It says
in this
security.
area, evidence markers as well laid out on the ground. And this is a look from our chopper as well at the home from above. You
yeah,
can see
that's
that there is
Kendrick's
police tape
cover,
as
minus
well
all
surrounding
the
front door
pedo dots
of the property. We know that there was a...
So yeah, dog, that's crazy. They're doing drive-bys at Drake's house now. This shit is getting serious, bro. It's getting personal. Yo, homie, the head of the TDE label, whatever his fucking name is, he put a tweet out. He put a tweet out. He's like, I don't know what y'all talking about. This ain't connected to our beef at all. I'm like, yeah, all right. What do you think, dog? You think this is Kendrick's people?
I mean, I don't got a damn. I'm not gonna say nothing. All I'm gonna say is, little Drizzy want to be gangster, bro. That's what happens. People come knocking on your door, man. Like,
shit.
He thought he was gonna shoot. he was gonna be gangster, take some shots at him, and it wasn't gonna be no repercussions.
You think it was people from Toronto, or you think it was people who came from somewhere in LA, maybe California, somewhere?
Hey,
Came
I don't
out
know
to
if it's
Toronto.
up there in Toronto, bro. I mean, just because Canadians is nice, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, all right. So getting into our next story, we have another assassination attempt that wasn't on Drake. It was on somebody else.
Russian insiders, Ukraine's secret service, claims were plotting to kill Volodymyr Zelensky. Among those detained were 2 colonels from the Department of the State Protection of Ukraine, accused of divulging classified information to Russia.
The network, whose activities were overseen by the FSB from abroad, included 2 UDO colonels who leaked secret information to the Russian Federation. Thus, the enemy was actively developing plans to eliminate President Volodymyr Zelensky. One of the most important tasks of the FSB agent network was to find officials among the military close to the president who could take the head of state hostage and later kill him.
Targets they plan to assassinate also include the head of the SBU and the head of the GUR, Ukraine's military intelligence. According to the SBU, the operatives intended to monitor and relay the movements of their targets to enable precision rocket attacks on their locations, followed by drone strikes to eliminate survivors and erase any evidence of the operation.
So yeah, man.
Hold on. I feel like this. Just I'm gonna start off with this. I guess we both feel a way about Trump, and more than likely an industry plant of some sort. You know what I mean, like a political plant. But I was just watching Charlie Kirk or Kirk Charlie or whatever the fuck his name is. I like some of she says, some of she disagree. But saying that when Trump was in charge, he went there and sat down with the Ukraine and Russia and said, "Hey, listen, I don't want to get involved, but I just want this to be handled politically." And during that course, those 4 years, Putin didn't take one step in there. But he did with these are Charlie's words, but I agree. He did take a step in there with Biden, and he took a step in there with Obama, and the people who just fall back and like, I don't want to get involved.
I see Charlie Kirk. It's like these people like Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, some of the things they say I'm on board with, but then when it comes to big issues where it really matters, especially at the moment, when you get to talking about like the big tiny hat club and their
they got their own personal views on
they're
that
over
shit.
here like so like I'm just I can't yo that's a clip, but I just can't, dog. Because that's what they're doing. Tell me that's not what they do. They get on camera and they're like
stroke the shaft, play with the balls.
When they do that kind of stuff, it really just, I'm like, all right, that's where I draw the line, because I don't know, I just have a certain set of morals, and it's like, and by the same token, we're not gonna really get into that whole situation and name names of different groups of people, but we know who are the people that are suffering. I also don't like what's going on in America right now behind that, where there's a lot of anti-American sentiment, because like I feel like there's a lot of proud Americans whose heart goes out to those people, and like I don't agree with these protesters burning American flags and stuff like that. I don't fuck with that. I think we can all like look at a bad situation happening and call it for what it is without like, I mean, if you don't want to be here, don't fucking be here. It's simple as that.
Keeping it in America. That's what we're doing when it comes to this kind of shit. We're not stepping outside of the border. Next thing.
Exactly. So next story we got.
Presidential state visits are highly choreographed affairs, and it's obvious which leader Belgrade has been expecting. As well as the optics, the timing of the Chinese ruler's trip to Serbia is deliberate. On May 7th, 1999, the US mistakenly bombed the Chinese embassy in Belgrade, killing 3 people.
Oh, no, it was an accident.
Yo, so I just want to say, like, this is showing the tensions boiling in the world, that they felt the need to commemorate this and make it an issue, you know. And that's why I think this is like a big thing, especially like this is, to me, this is the war drums beating. This is positioning for who's on whose side, you know what I'm saying?
Topiary campaign against the then Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
China's commemorations of the bombing helped to reinforce its view of NATO as an aggressor. Beijing opposed the bombing of Belgrade 25 years ago, and since then, Serbia has been a loyal ally, lapping up billions of dollars of Chinese investment in transport and infrastructure, even as it formally seeks EU membership.
I don't expect large projects as a result of this visit because everything has already been agreed upon at the highest level. It seems to me that this visit is first and foremost of political importance. It can show Europe and the wider region, I don't know if we can say show to the world, that China has a reliable partner in Europe.
She started the week in France, a country that's in both.
So this dude right here, man, he's making all the right connections, all the right power moves. China is a fucking superpower now. There's something to be feared. They own land in this country, so much property in this country. They own this country pretty much at this point. It's crazy. Like, everybody's like, oh, Russian. It's like, y'all motherfuckers is tripping. Like, we shouldn't be worried about them. We should be worried. They're like off doing their own thing. We should let them do their own thing, and we should mind our own business and get ourselves ready for some kind of conflict with China. Because, like, what's gonna happen when China it finally is like, yo, all right, fuck these motherfuckers. Fuck these motherfuckers in Taiwan, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna go and take that shit out. But hey, I'm gonna get off that subject because it's probably not the best subject for TikTok, and we're gonna get into this motherfucker, man. This motherfucker just won't quit. You ready for this?
Independent U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders is running for re-election, squelching speculation he'd retire. The 82-year-old from Vermont announced today he's seeking his fourth term in the Senate. In his video announcement, he says the 2024 election will be the most consequential in our lifetime. Sanders served 16 years as a Democratic congressman before his election to the Senate. He sought the Democratic presidential nomination in 2016 and 2020.
This motherfucker is ancient, bro. This old ass commie needs to go somewhere off and retire somewhere, dog. You think that they're making him run at this point, and he's just like, oh God, please.
Nah, commies don't back down, bro. Commies are happy and willing to stand there and die on this shit. See, that's something that they got over fucking Americans, where they don't give a fuck about nothing. They don't give a fuck because they're trying to drive their point. Whether you like it or not, they're going to get to say what the fuck they want to say, and you're going to have to eat it. Because we worry about everyone's feelings.
Yeah, we do. We worry about everybody's feelings, probably a little bit too much.
Yeah, I'm not feeling like it, Mr. Krabs. I just don't feel like it.
For the first time in its 114-year history, the Boy Scouts of America are changing their name. The announcement was made during their annual meeting, and they will now be known as Scouting America. It comes as the organization continues to make changes, including allowing gay youth and girls into their ranks. CEO Roger Crone says that they want all youth to feel welcome.
So there's able to be like a Girl Scouts, but we can't have a Boy Scouts.
Because there's a war against men.
Yeah, there's a war against men. On the whole, there's a war against men.
That's what he said.
That's a clip right there.
That's
too.
pro-gay. That's pro-gay.
But like, then if you boil it down into like what kind of men, and then if you go into like their sexuality, and
I mean, to be fair, I'm not gonna say too much, but Boy Scouts, they've kind of been cool with the whole gay thing and a little extra. You know what I mean? For a long time.
Do you remember that South Park episode?
Yeah, they get down like.
Man, I should have had that clipped up for this, but we probably couldn't even play that. They'd probably spank us for that.
They get down with the priest. That's all I'm saying.
Here's our last piece of news, right? It's some dope shit. I thought it was great. I always like to end the news on some lighthearted shit, and I think this is awesome.
Like an underwater Morse code, which at 170 decibels is as loud as a shotgun blast. Scientists have for years monitored the unique clicking transmitted by sperm whales.
And these clicks, or a group of them, is known as coders. Now, these coders may vary in duration, so how long they might go for, and also the amount of rhythm and tempo.
Whilst they were known to identify themselves with these clicks, researchers now believe sperm whales, with the largest brain of any animal, use a communication system far more complex than first thought.
Our research shows that these codas have a complex internal structure with similarities to aspects of some other animal communication systems and even some aspects of human language.
These floating listening stations in the Eastern Caribbean were central to the research team's findings. In their new study, scientists analysed more than 8,700 recordings from about 60 different whales, including this one, a 2-minute exchange between a pair of whales showing variations in click tempos and rhythms.
To link this structure that we're finding to meaning, you really need to figure out how these sounds that the whales are producing ground out in their behavior and in their social dynamics.
Scientists describe it as a huge piece of the puzzle in learning more about the species, conceding that for now it is all about listening.
This is an incredibly vulnerable population with a socially transmitted communication system that we really don't want to disturb.
It's nice to see Lizzo in the news again. They're supporting the music, and I'm a supporter. I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
listen,
that's great.
I feel like
that one in the chamber.
Yo, I feel like the funniest thing would probably be when if they ever come to find out what these whales are talking about. It's never gonna be nothing like what we're talking about. See, they're probably down there talking about how retarded we are. Ooh, you're gonna beep that, beep. But where they're probably down there talking about how
simple we are.
When it comes to because I'm sure that they're not like, man, look at that white whale over there, or oh, man, he's so entitled, or they're not really
they're not giving a fuck about that. It's kind of like when you get down to the nature of survival, like when you go to a bum on Skid Row, they don't give a fuck about that gender or identity or race shit. They're like, yo, I'm trying to get a hit, bro. That's all they're worried about. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man.
See, those are the most progressive people right there. They could care who you are, what you look like, what you believe. As long as you hand them $1, everything's okay. We should be all like.
So we're gonna get. That was a great news segment. We're gonna get right into some best medicine, dog, because I need a laugh. We had a good.
I've been laughing the whole time. I'm having a great time.
But I mean, some of that news was kind of depressing. We seen the war drums beating on World War III, and that's never good because we want to get into the future. You know what I'm saying? We want to get to episode 100 and 200. We don't want fucking to get blown to smithereens.
Don't worry, we'll be the Rebellion podcast. We'll change our name. We'll hide in a bunker somewhere.
But check this out. This is proof that motherfuckers will come up with any fucking type of sports, but what kind of white trash trailer park shit did this? I wonder what trailer park this started in, because it started in somebody's trailer park.
And this tournament is underway. Right away, both competitors reaching for the other's seatbelt.
It's called car
Neither was able to
jitsu.
get out of the seat effectively, and so Rusty has grabbed the seatbelt shoulder strap and wrapped it around the neck of Zach, who has now escaped. And Zach is into the back seat with Rusty's shoulder strap around his throat. Rusty is in a bad place here. And now the rear naked choke attempt. This is a little bit of a mistake here. The headrest is going to prohibit the choke from sinking, and also now Rusty is in a neck crank, which isn't going to be effective with that seat back in the way. Zach Moore cranking on the neck, but just enough space here for Rusty to get out of the driver's seat, and it looks like he's going to try to join Zach in the bar.
Oh my God, bro!
This just looks like, if you're standing outside the car, it looks like two gay dudes going at it. That's all it looks like to me.
All right, next.
No, this whole thing, all of this, it's all about me.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, it's a technical difficulty. No big deal.
It's not a.
No, this whole thing, all of this, it's all about me.
It was a dud anyway. It was a dud. Here, let's get into the next one.
Oh, Rosa Parks. Hey, did you know they're going to build a statue of her and put it in the U.S. Capitol building?
Oh, that's great. She deserves it. Hey, did I ever tell you my grandfather worked with her to start the civil rights movement?
Really?
Yeah, he was the guy who was like, get up, move it, lady, get to the back. Never would have happened without him.
Fuck you.
And then just lift up the skirt, and they get excited, so they look wet. Open up the legs, two beautiful thighs, 3 fingers. Get your hand and almost treat your hand like a sort of whisk. Push your fingers in there, and it's nice and moist and smelling very fragrant. And that confirms she's ready for up and down motion. That's not rocket science, is it? That's common sense. Do not be scared about the bottom. Don't worry. That's classed as the dark brown Rolls-Royce part. It's full of flavour. So treat it with some respect and get really nice and comfortable. And then turn her over and bang, up the butt.
Tell you something, I don't know who you are. I'm suspicious. Yeah, I am.
That's my uncle.
Yo, that's got
Tell
it.
you
Let me
something,
replay.
I don't know who you are. I'm suspicious. Yeah, I am.
That's got it. That's got it.
Shout out to the
Okay,
boy.
okay. Here we go. Here we go. He actually just like his head up and his ears went up. But here, yo, do you know Herbert the pervert from fucking Family Guy, the old guy?
Oh yeah.
They found the real one. Here
Sheriff
we go.
even says he wants to shut it down, but the owner, Charles Womack, says he's not going anywhere.
I'm just trying to help these high school kids and college kids because they ain't got no money.
Even says he wants to shut it down, but the owner, Charles Womack, says he's not going anywhere.
I'm just trying to help these high school kids and college kids because they ain't got no money.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you know what? That brings back up the whole Boy Scouts things, because Herbert's is a head scout.
Yeah, he is.
We all know a friend who's struggling.
Here we go. Here we go.
A friend who's on the verge of losing everything.
Yo, hold up. I wish that we had this when we knew Javi, like that we were able to get this, like, because this would have been so essential in knowing Javi.
A friend who struggles with online gambling. A friend who's on the verge of losing everything. His house, his family, his entire life. And now you can bet on exactly how he'll lose it all. It's the only app that lets you take prop bets about how your degenerate gambler friend is finally going to hit rock bottom. With Rock Bottom Kings, you'll feel like you're in the game. The game of your friend versus his horrible demons. But again, addiction is a real problem, and we take it very seriously. That's why all these
Yo.
Shout out to
Yo. So, this right here, I'm having problems with my truck, and I'm doing a whole bunch of work myself. And eventually, when my girl can drive again, because she had a seizure and shit, she can't drive for a little bit, I'm going to put my truck in the garage for a couple days. And when I do, The mechanic says, "Who's the idiot who tried to fix this?"
Yes,
This is gonna be me.
I like that.
Yo, that's gonna be me. Yo, he's fucking dope. Dr. Steve fucking what's his face? Steve fucking
Gruel?
Gruel, yeah.
Yo,
Dr. Steve
that's
Gruel.
a great interview show. That one and the one with Zach Galifianakis, Between Two Hedges.
Yeah,
or whatever.
between two ferns. Oh man, that's great.
Why
Here we go.
olives?
Because they remind me of dead people.
Why do they remind you of dead?
My grandfather sat up in his coffin and looked at me when he died.
And so he looked up at you when he
Yo,
died?
wait till you see when they bring the
Green eyes?
olives
The black in him.
How old were you when this happened? 7. And you really believe that your grandfather came right up out of his coffin and he had green eyes?
did.
And ever since then, you've been scared of olives? Mary, you won't let go of me!
Oh, yeah!
Bring out the olives!
Yo, she needs to hear that joke. Olive. It's not that bad. Olive.
Oh man, that's fucking hilarious. Okay, here we go.
Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting common when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
They're making laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving.
Look at the baby.
Pretty soon we're
up
going to
in
be
the
communist
front.
country.
It's like a communist country.
That's targeting because they're all Southern. First, they're all white. Second, and but to be fair, it was very honest and true. It's very undemocratic to take away the rights of people to drink. You gotta care about your
drink and
feelings, guys.
drive.
Come on, what happened? What happened about love and acceptance? Come on, guys.
Yo, did you see the little baby up front in the fucking seat? Man, it was
complete
great.
like
Here
what
we
they
go.
think I'm
Let's go to
gonna
hell together.
say because most of the time they're wrong, and so just like to let me like finish my thoughts and sentences.
Yo, I got one like this for you, and we'll put it on the next podcast.
Yo, let me play it back again. I'm replaying
Complete
this
like
one.
what they think I'm gonna say because most of the time they're wrong, and so just like to let me like
make it funny and stutter, bro. But you see, it's funny.
finish my thoughts and
Oh, we gotta laugh at everybody. This is me when I lose my vaping shit. I can't find my... That's how I feel.
I got one for you. Where I'm gonna send it to you. We're gonna put it on next week's podcast.
Don't explain it. Don't explain it. We'll just run it on the podcast.
You're right. You're right.
All right.
Pills are good. Pills are good. There you go, big guy. That's better. You want some ketchup and mustard? That helps us.
Pills are good. There we go.
Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America?
America. He was too wild for this, bro.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shot? Come back with us to America.
Passport, bro.
Do you want to
right there,
come
brother.
back to America and be a sex slave? Oh my God. Okay, into the next
by
one.
my wife. At the start, she was cook good, her vagina worked well, and she's strong on plow.
on plow.
But after 3 years, when she was 15, then she become weak, her voice become a deep Borat. She receive hair on her chest, and her vagina hang like slave of wizard. How do I know that this?
Yeah, I love that fucking movie. I just keep clipping things from that movie. Pretty soon we would have been showing the whole fucking movie on this show through little clips.
Don't give no fucks.
I don't like how he did the last movie and tried to make it all political. He ruined it. He turned into a fucking beta bitch. But let's get into the next.
Is a BMW?
BMW is a car.
Spell BMW.
BMW D-A-Y.
If you dig a 6-foot hole, how deep is that hole?
It's about like 20 feet.
1 minus 1 equals.
Equals 35.
What color is a carrot?
Carrot? I think it's a.
Yellow.
I think it's a carrot. Carrot, but I don't know about carrots. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about carrots. Oh shit!
Howard Stern been living on that motherfucker for the longest.
Who was? Howard Stern? Oh yeah, he definitely has been. He definitely has been. Yo, are we ready to get into motherfucking this week on Reddit? So our first little thing
I
I got
need you to read
here.
everything out loud for me, all right? Just to be sure. My eyes are like a little blurry.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. So this first one we got. So OpenAI researcher quits due to losing confidence that it would behave responsibly around the time of AGI and thinks there's a 70% chance AI destroys humanity. So one of the, this is one of the top researchers. They're saying, listen, man, we're creating something really scary. And Terminator is coming, Skynet is coming. It's scary shit, dog. Like, what do you think?
I mean, you don't remember when they had the whole, they ran a scenario. The dude asked AI to explain to him how AI would take over the world, and it was like it would connect to a Roomba, and the Roomba would get close enough to Wi-Fi router, and then it would spread out like that and start analyzing how people would react to bombs, and then start placing them in the best possible places mathematically provided to itself by itself. And it was just an AI story on GB Chat that the AI came up with, and that guy posted it because he kind of scared himself with the answer he got. But I mean, keep asking shit, and you shall receive the righteous judgment of God.
You definitely shall receive. I think there needs to be safeguards put in place. Nobody's doing any safeguards. We hear all about what they're doing with AI in America and in Europe and this, but we don't hear about, like, what the fuck is China doing with AI? What is North Korea doing with AI? Have you seen what
Disney's doing with the robots? Disney got the robots doing the stunts for Spider-Man. So it's a real person soon.
It's weird. It's crazy. It's intriguing. It's amazing. It's exciting. It's so many things all in one. Yeah, it's so many feelings balled into one, and it's like to live in the society and the time that we live in right now is just. It's just.
What do people do? What do people do if they set out? What do people do if they set out them dogs, them robotic dogs with 2 machine guns on their back, like they did in the Black Mirror?
Yo, I feel like that shit is coming. Shit like that is definitely coming, bro. The world is us being controlled by robots, and the people who don't comply being eliminated, man. And who ain't useful being eliminated.
Part of the robots. That's what I think. Not going for Android. I mean, I think they're not going for cyborgs. I think they're going to start with that and they end on androids.
I'm just gonna go hide in the woods until they catch me. That's what I'm gonna do. The good old woods. I'm gonna go out to the woods. But anyway, let's move on to our next segment. Our next little thing I found interesting. So this is from the Am I the Asshole Reddit. And am I the asshole for not participating on my girlfriend's kink anymore? I think this kid sounds foreign, but check this out, right? He says, okay, I hope I can make this PG rated. It's a wild ride. I'm 20, male. My girlfriend is 19. We've been dating for about 6 months. It's been wonderful. We were in the same theater group, liked each other, and started dating. Soon, later, we also started having quote unquote passionate hugging. But the second time we did it, she asked me to call her some hard words like the B word and the S word. I did it and was okay. Not really my thing, but I thought it was a nice way to spice things up a bit. But she asked me for it. However, the following times we did it, she asked for more degrading stuff, ending up asking me to scream, I hate you, you stupid, useless bitch, and more degrading stuff. Later, she asked me to call her racial slurs. In quotation, in parentheses, she's a person of color. Then we set up a safe word because she had started saying, please stop, don't do it, but it's kind of part of her act. This has gradually made me feel bad with myself. Like, I don't think I've ever verbally abused anyone. Maybe someone COD, Call of Duty at some time, but this is too much. I'm not a guy who would just start insulting people, even less someone I love. After finishing, I feel bad while she enjoys it. The last time we tried it, I told her I can't do it anymore because I feel really bad saying those things and doing bad things to her. She said she understood, but later locked herself in the room and cried for about 30 minutes. This made me feel even worse, and she has been distant these days. So please, I want to know if telling her that this is even worse than the stuff she asked me to do in bed.
I mean,
so yeah,
you're sounds like a car. He needs to take off. I think that's what it sounds like. Because if you're not down with that thing and you're just trying to do it to make it work, it's never gonna work when you're doing some shit you don't agree with just because you love somebody.
She sounds like you should take off just because she's probably like at 19 years old. So this is like she's probably, I don't know, man.
I'm taking a shot in the dark saying she got a horrible dad or no dad and very self-loathing.
Yeah. So it's not gonna go very far. I don't know, but I mean, it sounds like he could have a little bit of fun for a while. I mean,
I find that fun, but he don't find it fun. So might as well take off.
Yeah, I mean, shit. It's
get a passport. Do like R. Kelly. Go tell them bring them to America. You know what I mean? It'll help you out.
So getting into our next little section, we got some Drake news. So the beef might be ending. So currently waiting for proof. This is possible insider info we got from an insider, waiting on proof in form of documents. We'll update when I receive it. PG Lang, Kendrick, and EXO The Weeknd, as of yesterday, were asked by, I didn't even know The Weeknd was involved in any way. Maybe Kendrick is signed to EXO. As of yesterday, we're asked by Universal Music Group to end the beef with OVO Drake. Kendrick apparently isn't budging at all, but UMG is pressuring hard on their request to squash the beef. UMG also had a Zoom meeting with all of the parties involved, and they want Kendrick either directly or said through PG Lang to post a statement clarifying that Drake isn't a pedophile if Kendrick agrees to end the beef. Losing the beef in UMG. Drake is losing the beef in UMG's eyes, so from UMG's perspective, the sooner the beef ends, the better. The pedophile accusations directed at Drake are costing UMG, Nike, and other parties a lot of money. So yeah, that's That's pretty fucking crazy, huh, dog?
I think you asking a street motherfucker to come and apologize after he just did the Meet the Graham Crackers or whatever the hell it's called. I don't think that that's possible. I don't think his ego's gonna let him. Also, Drake had a lot to say. Drake is the person.
Hold up. This is what they're doing. Apologize.
Apologize.
You remember that?
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, I don't see that happening, man. I think Drake has to apologize because that khaki motherfucker is the one who probably would apologize over any of the two of them. I don't listen. Kendrick comes from the street, man. Drake comes from the grassy. So it's, it's the best place, but it's not the worst place.
So another part I have for this little this week on Reddit, this week on Reddit, is got to do with the Kendrick and Drake beef, and it's people catching strays that somehow or another got involved with the beef but aren't directly involved, like Metro. But he involved himself directly, making the BBL Drizzy. But then, like, a bunch of people who must be Drake fans, they pulled up some stuff here about Metro Boomin. He's now officially Metro Grooming. So here's some tweets we got from this motherfucker from his past. So she gonna suck me whether she like it or not. That's what the Molly for. Oh, and it keeps going. She might be young, but she ready. And here's a whole mess of them.
Yeah, but what about Drake? Drake has the whole Predator was a horrible movie.
Hold on. Yeah, that's not to say Drake doesn't have his shit, but let's just get into some of these. So I guess this is when Sierra was not 18 yet, but he said in 2011 the things I would do to Sierra are probably illegal. I'm trying to tell porn the age somebody that age ain't nothing but a number. She might be young, but she ready. Yes, maybe even for the crew too. I gotta get a chick that wants me to get her some mollies. Is that guaranteed pussy? Then here's one. Got your little sister on them mollies. She done ran through the whole squad. She tried. So here's one from 2012, March 9th. She trying to throw molestation charges at a B, but Leland's little girls. I don't know what that is. Something was linked. I can't be a pedophile at 15. Walking through the grocery store with both hands in my khakis like a true pedophile, though. Hashtag no pedo. I'm tweeting via the web like a fucking child molester. That's in 2012.
Why
so I don't get it. I don't understand what the purpose and what the point of all this stuff that he was saying was, but it all got pulled up on him, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it all got resurfaced, and now he's dealing with the consequences of that.
But there's a million other ways to cow chase. You don't gotta do that one. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a crazy world out here, and like the people you least expected are posting some real suspect shit. I feel like an AI bot that goes through all these stars' Twitter accounts and finds all their suspect fucking tweets. If anybody watching this is some kind of programmer, boom, there's a job for you. But let's get into this next one. I like seeing like acts of God. I like seeing acts of God, and I found this, which I thought was fucking incredible. Check this shit out, dog. So crazy attempted shooting of North Braddock pastor in church. It won't let me open this link. I don't know why, but I got the video right here. And it's even crazier than just him trying to shoot the pastor and doesn't shoot the pastor.
Well, guys, we did confirm with
There's a body
Allegheny
in the
County
house.
Police that a body was found inside the home of Bernard Jr. Polite. He's also
This
the
is
man
God
accused
right
of
here.
trying to shoot a pastor
Watch this
yesterday during that sermon. Take a listen.
The gun jam.
When he got halfway through and he came to this point here, all of a sudden I just seen a gun pointing right at me, pointing right at me. And at that point, all I could do was try to run for cover.
According to police, this whole situation started yesterday when Jesus Dwelling Place Church was live streaming its service. That stream captured the terrifying moment when Polite pulled out a gun and aimed it directly at Pastor Glenn Germany. By some miracle, when Polite tried to fire the gun, it jammed. Germany took cover, and Clarence McAllister, the church cameraman, jumped into action, taking Polite to the ground.
I'm just grateful that, you know, God seen it, that nobody got hurt, especially when the guy had the gun pointed directly at his head.
Then right around 8 last night, the Eastern Regional Valley Police Department was called to the 500 block of Stokes Avenue for a man shot. They confirmed that this is where Polite lives. When police arrived on scene, they found a man dead. As of right now, Polite is only been charged with attempted homicide and not.
So he obviously shot somebody in his house. That's fucking crazy. I feel like that's like I like seeing things that I'm like, yo, that's God intervening and being like, fuck out of here with that shit. You ain't about to pull that shit right now, bro. You know how
I'll be fair. I definitely think that God had a hand in it, but if you clean your guns, kids, if you keep them clean and you do it right and you don't fuck it up, these things don't happen. This is a person who probably wasn't too worried about none of that stuff, and he thought that, like, usually I feel like these people think it's their destiny to kill somebody or some shit.
Yeah, he obviously had mental health issues. He's crazy. He's cuckoo. He's not right in the head. But we're going to try and get more right in the head and figure ourselves out and figure society out around us and how to manipulate it and motherfucking move shit around us like a chessboard. And we're going to get into our fucking 48 Laws of Power segment. Let's go. So this week we have Law 6, which is going to be court attention at all costs. Let's get into this.
Caused our creation to shine forth, display.
Illustratus, like always,
The 48 Laws
we
of Power
appreciate
by
y'all.
Robert Greene. Law number 6. Court attention at all cost. Be ostentatious and be seen. What is not seen is as though it did not exist. It was light that first caused our creation to shine forth. Display fills up many blanks, covers up deficiencies, and gives everything a second life, especially when it is backed by genuine merit. Balthazar Gracian. Everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Never let yourself get lost in the crowd, then or buried in oblivion. Stand out. Be conspicuous at all cost. Make yourself a magnet of attention by appearing larger, more colorful, more mysterious than the bland and timid masses. Why fame is important in every field of work. Burning more brightly than those around you is a skill that no one is born with. You have to learn to attract attention. At the start of your career, you must attach your name and reputation to a quality, an image that sets you apart from other people. This image can be something like a characteristic style of dress, or a personality quirk that amuses people and gets talked about. Once the image is established, you have an appearance, a place in the sky for your star. Our first historical example. The court of Louis XIV contained many talented writers, artists, great beauties, and men and women of impeccable virtue. But no one was more talked about than the singular Duc de Lauzon. The Duke was short, almost dwarfish, and he was prone to the most insolent kinds of behavior. He slept with the king's mistress and openly insulted not only other courtiers but the king himself. Louis, however, was so beguiled by the Duke's eccentricities that he could not bear his absences from the court. It was simple. The strangeness of the Duke's character attracted attention. Once people were entrailed by him, they wanted him around at any cost. The great scientist Edison knew that to raise money he had to remain in the public eye at any cost. Almost as important as the inventions themselves was how he presented them to the public and courted attention. Edison would design visually dazzling experiments to display his discoveries with electricity. He would talk of future inventions that seemed fantastic at the time, robots and machines that could photograph thought, and that he had no intention of wasting his energy on, but that made the public talk about him. He did everything he could to make sure that he received more attention than his great rival Nikola Tesla, who may actually have been more brilliant than he was, but whose name was far less known. In 1915, it was rumored that Edison and Tesla would be joint recipients of that year's Nobel Prize in Physics. The prize was eventually given to a pair of English physicists. Only later was it discovered that the prize committee had actually approached Edison, but he had turned them down. By that time, his fame was more secure than Tesla's, and he thought it would be better to refuse the honor than to allow his rival the attention that would have come even from sharing the prize. Let's look at 6 ways you can become famous and make your ideas more popular than the competition's. Number 1. Attack the sensational, scandalous. If you find yourself in a lowly position that offers little opportunity for you to draw attention, an effective trick is to attack the most visible, most famous, most powerful person you can find. Example of Pietro Aretino. When Aretino, a young Roman servant boy of the early 16th century, wanted to get attention as a writer of verses, he decided to publish a series of satirical poems ridiculing the Pope and his affection for a pet elephant. The attack put Aretino in the public eye immediately. A slanderous attack on a person in a position of power would have a similar effect. However, remember to use such tactics sparingly after you have the public's attention. Then the act can wear thin. Number 2. Keep reinventing yourself. Once in the limelight, you must constantly renew it by adapting and varying your method of courting attention. If you don't, the public will grow tired, will take you for granted, and will move on to a newer star. The game requires constant vigilance and creativity. Number 3. Be unpredictable. People feel superior to the person whose actions they can predict. If you show them who is in control by playing against their expectations, you will gain their respect and tighten your hold on their fleeting attention. Pablo Picasso, the greatest painter in the world. Picasso never allowed himself to fade into the background. If his name became too attached to a particular style, he would deliberately upset the public with a new series of paintings that went against all expectations. Better to create something ugly and disturbing, he believed, than to let viewers grow too familiar with his work. Number 4. Create an air of mystery. In a world growing increasingly banal and familiar, what seems anecdotic instantly draws attention. Never make it too clear what you're doing or about to do. Do not show all your cards. An air of mystery heightens your presence. It also creates anticipation. Everyone will be watching you to see what happens next. Use mystery to beguile, seduce, even frighten. If you do not declare yourself immediately, you arouse expectation. Mix a little mystery with everything, and the very mystery stirs up veneration. And when you explain, be not too explicit. In this manner you imitate the divine way when you cause men to wonder and watch. Balthazar Gracian, once again. Number 5. Better to be attacked, slandered, than ignored. It is a common mistake to imagine that this peculiar appearance of yours should not be controversial, that to be attacked is somehow bad. Nothing could be further from the truth. To avoid being a flash in the pan and having your notoriety eclipsed by another, you must not discriminate between different types of attention. In the end, every kind will work in your favor. Welcome personal attacks and feel no need to defend yourself. P.T. Barnum, the greatest entertainer in the world. Barnum learned about courting attention to his favor. Any form of publicity would benefit his entertainment business, no matter if it were bad publicity. He promoted his shows of curiosities to audiences with all kinds of gimmicks. He would offer free music for millions, but hire bad musicians, so the crowd would end up buying tickets to the show so they could avoid the bands. He planted articles in newspapers and even sent anonymous letters to keep his name in the limelight. Number 6. Make yourself appear larger than life. Society craves larger-than-life figures, people who stand above the general mediocrity. Never be afraid, then, of the qualities that set you apart and draw attention to you. Court controversy, even scandal. It is better to be attacked, even slandered, than ignored. All professions are ruled by this law, and all professionals must have a bit of the showman about them. That's it for this law. If, however, that was not resourceful enough for you or you want more information, I have begun to put more content on my website, ilacertes.com. so you might want to check it out. Anyways, thanks for watching.
Another great one from Malice.
Yeah, fucking thank you, Willis Curtis, as always. You know, we love this shit this guy does. Like, he's definitely well read. He knows his shit, and he does his thing. You feel me?
Yeah, no, yeah, he's definitely some things that you and me would disagree with, but just part of the rules. And that's all he's doing is going through the facts.
Yeah, he is. He's just going through the facts. It's
You have to know the bad ways to use this shit so you can catch it when it's happening to you.
Yeah, some of them counteract each other, like, too, also, because you have this, like, court attention at all costs and do this and do that, but then you have, like, always say less than necessary and never outshine the master, which is more like play the back. Like, so this is, like, not a definitive set of every...
It's a case-by-case thing, you know what I mean? Like,
it's a case-by-case
basis.
Exactly. It's what are you gonna pull out of your bag of tricks today? You know what I'm saying? Damn, son, like, I felt like this was an awesome episode. You feeling it like me, right? It's exciting. It's like, yo, I feel the electricity running through me. Like, I don't know, dog. It's
this is another one take, right?
This is a one take all the way through. Like, that's why I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, a lot. We fucking learned about some things going on in the world. We laughed together. We grew together. We discussed some things together. You know, like, comment, subscribe wherever you're watching this at. You know, at the podcast, anywhere you can find us, it's at Malice the Podcast. You can find us here. You can find us there. Twitter, which is now X. I don't know. I keep calling it Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter because fuck that. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
Rumble.
fucking Rumble, fucking your mom. Nah, I'm not going to say your mom's house again. That's getting played out. Your aunt's house.
Your auntie's house.
Your fucking,
it's okay.
your auntie's house. Your auntie's house this time. That's where we'll be at. In your aunt's house. With your uncle, I don't know what he's gonna be doing, but we're gonna be doing.
That's just what happens. But listen, we had a great one with you guys. We hope you guys enjoyed.
This fucking guy,
comments, all of that, and I think we're about to get that last word.
Yeah, dog. Last words. It's been a great episode. Hey, y'all. Peace out.
Bye.
There is a point. Is there a point to all this? Let's find a point. Is there a point to my act? I would say there is. I have to. The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride, and we kill those people. Shut him up. We have a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up. Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. Has to be real. It's just a ride.
Donald Trump.
But we always kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok? But it doesn't matter because it's just a ride. And we can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love. The eyes of fear want you to put bigger locks on your door, buy guns, close yourself off. The eyes of love instead see all of us as one. Here's what we can do to change the world right now to a better ride. Take all that money we spend on weapons and defense each year and instead spend it feeding, clothing, and educating the poor of the world, which it would many times over, not one human being excluded, and we can explore space together, both inner and outer, forever in peace.